Oh yeah, this game just like launches you right into the start. No story, no nothing. Just go play the game. Like an old school Nintendo game in that way. Kind of go in and is what it is. Alright, we're gonna go to the secret sewer first, which is over here. This will probably be the first thing I upload on the YouTube channel that's like a full unedited VOD. Because it's a Mario game. You don't really gotta do much. It's like bing bing wahoo, you know what I mean? I immediately bungled it. Oh well. We'll get that one a little later then. So there's two things going on here. We got coins, which are easy. And we got a turtle race, which is harder than it sounds. Oh, I'm remembering stuff about this game. There are certain ledges and stuff Mario just does not like to grab. There's a fun one in the ghost level. Spoilers, there's gonna be a ghost level. Give me a minute, I gotta grab this coin. That's a triple jump we're looking for. Alright boys, there we go. This old man still knows how to play as Mario. I think there's a coin down here. Yeah, there we go. In terms of difficulty, this isn't too bad of a game to play through. It's got its moments, for sure. I don't think we can triple jump up here. Nah, we can't. I think we go around, and yeah, you jump on it from up here. It's Wind Waker music. That's a game I still want to play. It's such a chill Zelda game. A lot of it's just doing nothing, like sailing across the world. You know, I want to play a sailing game. A sailing game where you look for treasure, but not a pirate game, you know what I mean? There's a couple of those. I vaguely remember how you do this. It's like, I can't remember if this is doable. No. It's one of these jumps, I just don't remember where you're supposed to aim it. Looks like right there. You wrote in a text document that I said Star Road is the best. From the last... Yeah! I stick to that. You gotta try it. Yeah, it's good. It might not be the best. I know there's a whole bunch of new ones. There's been a, what's the word? I'm gonna say boom. There's been a boom in Mario 64 hacks. Kaze really led the charge on that one. I also think he's, like, responsible for 80% of them. Which I have to try. I tried one of his, like the... What was it? The Final Flash or whatever? Super Mario Final Flash. Something like that. It was definitely named after something Vegeta would call one of his attacks. Like Giga Impact or something. Anyways, that one was really bad. But that was like his first one. It's just the entire game, it was just big open maps with nothing going on. And then I got soft locked on a boat. I remember that. Like, bad memories from when I played that. We ran into a boat. It was just a little rowboat on the side of the road, and I couldn't get out. And that was my experience with that game. How many coins are missing? 2, 4, 6, 7. Okay, I know where the last one is. We saw it. Didn't we see it? I could have swore we saw it. On the way up here. Yeah, the guy that... Oh yeah, there it is. I knew I saw it. The guy that made this, he pretty much said, what music can I use that's really good for my levels? And he did good with that. Like, I don't think there's a level here that has bad music. Alright, here's the question. What game series? Doesn't matter how good the games are, what game series has the best music? Is there a game that playing it feels really bad? Just like it's very clunky in terms of feeling bad, not like, oh man, this game makes me feel bad. So it feels bad to play, but the music is really good. Oh wait, there's a turtle race over there. We'll go do that later. This is Bomberman music, if I remember correctly. Specifically, Bomberman 64. It's like the level's Green Gardens or something. Feels bad to play Undertale? How can that feel bad to play? Like, it's not complicated. Isn't it just a menu? How do you fuck that up? More of a bullet hell, and it's really bad? That's weird, considering people like it so much. I don't know, I've never played it. I'll take your word for it. No, but that's a very different thing. It can be basic. Mario Brothers is basic. It's 2 buttons. It's one of the best games ever, though. I mean, things that, like, playing it the way it's intended. Like, the game tells you, press this button to do this thing, but it just doesn't work. That's what I mean when feels bad. Like, I'm talking about, like, Superman 64. Is there a game like that, but the music is good? Deadly Premonition. I've never played it. We gotta talk to this fella up here. He's got secrets for us. Alright, I see 2 red coins. I wonder if I can get that one from here. We're gonna do a massive jump. We're not supposed to be getting coins right now, I just decided that's what we're doing. There's our massive jump. I don't know if that coin was worth getting, because there's like 7 more up here. Oh no, I still got them all. I don't actually think we can finish this level right now. We need the ghost cap, or whatever it's called. I just swore I was up here already. Apparently not. Alright, that's 7. Oh, the final coin is in the swamp. Go to the swamp. That's one thing I love about Mario 64 is, Mario just... he has some kind of weird water regeneration ability. I can't remember, do these spew if you run around them? They do, okay. Mario's got that water absorb ability. Which is foreshadowed. It foreshadows Mario Sunshine. You know, water is his ally, his biggest ally. Alright, so there's that. We might as well get the 100 coins. Has anyone seen a red star along here? I got this one. Oh, I know where it is. I know where we have to go. We are... like, we could not be further away from it. Would you boys believe me if I told you it's upstairs? It's over here. I'll show you guys, don't worry. If you need to know where this coin is, I will absolutely show you. You know, you don't have to worry. You might think this is it. But that's not a coin. It's the same color as a coin, but that's not the coin. Now that we figured that out. Pretty sure it's... yeah, it's over here. That was the coin. You know, I've never played the Bomberman game this music's from. I know about it. Actually, it's not strictly true. I think I rented it from Blockbuster once. But I couldn't figure out how to do anything, because I was like, why does this guy not know how to jump? I don't think you jump in that one. There's 2 Bomberman games on the N64. There's like Bomberman 64. I think the other one's called Bomberman Forever. He can jump in one of them. And he can turn into a submarine in that same one. Because all I remember is there was a submarine level. And again, I didn't know what I was doing, so I just played the submarine level over and over. Hoping that eventually I would figure out what to do. I don't know. As like a child, I assumed that would work. I don't know why. There's a lot of really interesting games on the N64. There's Silicon Valley, I don't think I need to talk about that one. You know, that might be the best game on the N64. What else is there? There's Chameleon Twist. That's a weird one. Like, things were very inventive back at that time. Banjo-Kazooie, yeah. That's definitely a good one. Buck Bumble has amazing music on the N64, but it's a terrible game. Is it about a bumblebee? I might play that. I know a fella that's obsessed with the Gex games. I remember those were full of pop culture references at the time, so I'm betting they're very dated. I just remember in one of the Gex games, he dresses up as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't remember which one that is. That's another series I've not actually played, but I am aware of. Trying to think back to games I've rented on the N64. Silicon Valley I rented a lot, because it's a good game. It's probably the most interesting game I've played, as far as platformers go. Because here's the thing you gotta think about platforms. They're very simple. You jump, and you advance. That's about it. Silicon Valley managed to invent on top of that. You still jump and you still advance, but every level has objectives, and then there's a bunch of, like, daffy shit you can do. What am I doing? Top of the sunken ship. Okay. I would explain it, but it's kind of hard to. Essentially, you're a robot, but... So, there's a space station. Silicon Valley. It's headed to Earth. Big problem. They send some British dude and a robot to go deal with it. Along the way, robot explodes. He turns into a little cockroach microchip thingy. All the animals in the game are robots, so he can kill them and then jump in them and possess them, and they all have different abilities. So you have to constantly switch to actually complete a level. It was made by Rockstar Toronto. I knew it was made by Rockstar. I had no idea it was made in Toronto. See, if I ever get, like, really big as a streamer, I'm gonna use that power to bully them into remaking that game. That would be like my life goal. I would harass them constantly, be like, yo, can you remake this game? No, Rockstar North is different from Rockstar Toronto. You're wrong, then. I could have swore... Oh, we can't do this star yet. I assumed it was made in England, because the character is very British. We need the ghost hat. I can't get it yet. You can go in this pot, though. And see the new Womp King. I can't see how long I've been streaming for. There we go. 20 minutes to do a world? Man, that's slow. It's a good thing I'm not a speedrunner or anything. It's Scottish. Yeah, I knew. It was that area. You can tell by the text in the game. Like they spell mum. M-U-M. That's a very British thing. Well, I say British, I should say UK, but you know what? Don't matter. That's gonna upset a lot of people that I said that, but you know what? Don't matter. I could have swore there was a fella here, so why do I go for coins first, just instinctually? I only have 14 of them. Let's do the actual objective. Do a flippy jump. Anyways, yeah, in my head I always think, yeah, it was made in UK, so sometimes I misremember as like Rare made it. But then I remember it was Rockstar, because I found it weird that the same people that made Grand Theft Auto made that. I remember I played a lot of Grand Theft Auto 3 when I was like 8 years old. I just like to drive around in the cars. I don't think I ever actually did anything in that game. And then my dad, he like tricked my mom into thinking I was playing like a child's version of the game. So that I could just drive my cars. Probably the biggest solid he's ever done for me. Oh wait, no, we don't need to hit that. I went the wrong way. That's for, there's a secret star in here. I don't really care about that right now. We have to come back here anyway. Speaking of Silicon Valley, this music's from that game. This track is called The Engine Room. It appears in, believe it or not, The Engine Room. So this is supposed to create lights, it's not doing it. Yeah, there's supposed to be a light up there. That's weird. I've not messed with the settings, so I don't understand where my lights are. Oh, it's a good thing I know where they are by default. I wonder why the lights aren't spawning. Just take my word for it, that switch is supposed to create searchlights, and you're supposed to go into them. Have you tried that thing? He released it? Yo, I didn't know that. Son of a bitch didn't tell me. He post it in the Discord? I don't check the Discord, I'm sorry. I'm a bad friend. Oh, you know what? I don't think I subbed to his channel on all my new stuff. That's my bad. Have you played it? Shit, I have to do that. Here's the joke though. I already told him I was gonna do this a long time ago. I don't know if he remembers, so I'll probably like let him in on it again. I told him when he was working out, I'm like, look, when you release it, I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna just say everything about it's terrible. Thought about it, but time's been limited as far as extracurricular gaming. You should stream it. You know what, B-Dude? You should stream it. I bet he'd really appreciate that. I'll probably do it too, but go ahead and give it a stream. You're not good enough at Mario? Okay, how about this? I'll stream it, and then you host me. And then we take a screenshot and show him. Because, like, that's real talk. That man's been working on that thing for like 10 years. I didn't know he released. I'm excited now. That might be my project for the week. Like, I just loaded this up because I was like, you know what? It's Sunday. I'm going to play some Mario. It's going to be a good time. I hope it's not a hard game. I don't suspect it is. That's just not his style. That's the other thing that I don't like about some of these ROM hack things. A lot of people are like, well, you know what? This needs to be the hardest thing in the world. It needs to take you an hour to learn how to do this one jump. So you have to put like 400 hours into a level. I've been sent... Okay. Fuck, I'm hyped now. I can't guarantee I'll do that tomorrow. Wait, I got the wrong star? What do you mean? Climb the ruins, okay. I wonder if he did any custom things or what. I'm probably not actually gonna say the entire game's terrible as well. Like, it was a joke. I wonder if I could get him on stream to do, like, director's commentary. That'd be cool. If I give it a second playthrough, I probably will. Because I want to go through it blind. Does the link you sent me show the game? Or is it just info on procuring the game? It says... Okay, tell you what. Can you procure it for me so I don't have to see anything? Or just send me the description. Because if I'm gonna do it, I want to do it right. I don't want to see a thing from the game until I'm playing it. The other thing, I have the other thing. Other thing's not a problem. I can handle the other thing. What am I doing? Coins, okay. I'm constantly getting distracted now. This is exciting news. It's going good. We got exciting news. I'm very late to it. So this fella that B-Dude and I have been friends with for over a decade, ever since we knew him, he's been saying, oh yeah, I'm making the Mario 64 ROM hack. So this is 2011 we're talking. And he released it. Like this year, this month. I wonder if any big YouTubers have played it yet or anything. Oh my god, I wonder if Simple Flips played it. You know, he's the best Mario 64 player. Just for those that aren't in the know. Released before I knew it. Well, yeah, that was gonna happen. It was released before... Wait, no, it wasn't. He started it before Skyrim. I think. Yeah. Yeah, that project is older than Skyrim. This week, maybe. I don't know, I have a very weird work week this week. Which I hate. I like when I work consistently. Like, if I'm gonna do it, all the days should be in a row. But I have, like, an off day and then an on day, and... I hate that shit, because then on my off day I sleep in and then I can't sleep, so... Like, I don't work tomorrow, which is weird, and I don't like. I'd rather just work consistently. It wouldn't be as bad if I didn't have to be up at 5 in the morning. Because that directly conflicts with the stream schedule. We're more of like a nighttime chill group here. I would like to change that a little bit. If I had my choice, I'd rather stream from like 6 p.m. Well, I guess I do have the choice, don't I? I'm just a lazy ass. I'd rather do streams from like 6 p.m. till 1 a.m. the latest, instead of being here from midnight till 5 in the morning. Okay, give me a second. Talking time is over. This coin is being a bastard. Or maybe I'm just being... Nope, we're good. I've made it to tier 2 of the pointy tree. Can we not do 5 a.m.? I would like to not do 5 a.m. Also, I feel like streaming at normal people times will probably be better for business, if you know what I mean. Not that I'm not necessarily into the business aspect. If you would have come to me 10 years ago and be like, what do you want to do? I'd been like, I want to be the PewDiePie. I'm older now, I'm wiser now. I'm happy in my little corner alone. Yeah, we just needed the grandma jump. I'm surprised that actually stuck around. The good old grandma jump. So we need to find 4 coins. Does anyone know where those might be? What's this fun new ROM hack called? If I remember right, it's called Groin Pain. Super Mario and the Groin Pain. No, I don't think it's a meme. He wouldn't spend 10 years on a shitpost. Actually, he might. Like, this guy might. I don't think that's the case, though. Oh, hell. We did it, boys. The coins have been achieved. And we can see the star from here. Well, that guy's gonna get upset. That's fine, he can be upset. The one problem this game has, at least my opinion, it's very front-loaded, we'll say. All of the good levels are at the front. Not to say the later levels are bad, mind you. But, like, the really, really good stuff is right here. There is one level that's terrible in this game. You'll see. I'll point it out in, like... Give me, like, 40 minutes, we'll be there. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking... The music world. Music world is terrible. It's because there's weird invisible walls everywhere. I don't think they're a design choice, I think they're a glitch. But you should probably fix that stuff. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Mario just flew at, like, the speed of sound. Yeah, overall, this game is good. That one level I don't like. If you took that level out, solid. Okay, we have to go, like, over there. I remember how this works. Yeah, you gotta hit that. And then I think, yeah, there's a bit of a shenanigan to get up here. B-Dude, are you still here? I wanted to run something by you. You can hear me, okay. So I was talking to a dude. A dude that isn't you, a different dude. And he was talking about doing, like, a streamer game of Among Us. I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Do you want to play Among Us with us one day? Oh, I can just go in here. Okay. Let's get the secret star first. You will decline. You don't like Among Us? I don't blame you. I just wanted to play games with people, so that's why I'm like, yeah, I'm down. Yeah, I'm down. I'll meet some people. That sounds good. It's funny, I just asked him why he changed his name. It's because the fella that has his name won't give it to him, so he needed a new name. And I was like, oh, but you can just bully him for the name. Which is true. I've seen it done. Oh, there was a Goomster behind the corner. We're here to get the metal cap, by the way. Out of curiosity, have you tried paying him for the name? I'm just thinking, that's a thing in RuneScape. People buy rare names, well, I say rare names, every name is individual. But like, if a guy has a name, if the guy's name is just Hamster, someone might be like, yo, I want to be Hamster, I'll give you 3 bill for the name. And then there's the one-letter names. Those are worth a lot of money. I see some ridiculous names in that game. And then I've seen people be like, yo, why did they make me change my name? And I was like, well, what was your name before? I was like, Horse Cum Chugger. And it's like, you really can't figure that one out? I can't believe they deleted my name. And I'm just like, well, what's wrong with you? This is a very dangerous spot. There's a weird glitch inside that crocodile where you just can die sometimes. I'm amazed how, what's the word? I don't want to say stupid, I guess oblivious. Like, just how oblivious people are. I remember going to the Twitch subreddit once just to see like what kind of stuff happened over there. And one of the posts was from a guy who's like, I got banned from this stream. And I clicked it and I'm like, yeah, so I told this girl her stream was shit and I got banned. I don't understand why I got banned. It's like, really, dude? Sounds to me like you were being a bit of a dick. The comments reflected that, for the record. People were like, well, yeah, you really couldn't figure that one out, buddy. You turn 31? Tomorrow. I remember turning 30. So let me ask you, when you went to sleep when you were 29 and you turned 30, did you just wake up in pain? Because that's what happened to me. I went to sleep and I was fine. I woke up, I was like, oh, why am I broken? My body is broken. Oh yeah, you work construction. Oh, I know stuff about construction now, because I also work construction, kind of. I know stuff about, like, electrician stuff, a little bit. I know about wires. Like, I know copper wires. And then there's aluminum wires, which are really bad. Copper wires being the best. Actually, okay, B-Dude, hypothetically, because this would be expensive as hell, what would be better, gold or copper for wires? Gold? That's what I figured. Yeah, that's what I figured, because it's in, like, all the computer parts. Yeah? So I was like... Gold wire. Does that exist? Imagine, like, a 500-foot spool of gold wire, how expensive that would be. Because we have these big spools of copper wire, and they're like $800. Gold, then copper, then aluminum. I know you need, like, you need an adapter of some kind to use both copper and aluminum. I learned about those the other day. I talked to the electrician guy a lot, just because he's okay. He's a good fella. So we have to find a specific tree that has a bird in it. And I think it might be this one. Yeah, so what are you doing for your birthday? You going to a nice fancy restaurant? That's what I'd do. I remember those days. I just go to fancy restaurants for fun now, though. Well, I say fancy, but if we define fancy, my definition of fancy is like all-you-can-eat sushi. Took the week off work to stream. We're gonna go watch John Wick. Yo, I love John Wick. The cautionary tale of don't mess with someone's dog. So, this level's a little glitchy. Sometimes the bird doesn't spawn the first time and you have to go back in. Or I was just at the wrong tree. Little bit of both. You know what game I wanted to play? It's like the Hogwarts RPG. Since you were talking about RPGs. I thought it would be kind of like Dragon Age, apparently it's not. Hagrid isn't even in it. So my condition was I was gonna play it to romance Hagrid. Not only is Hagrid not a romance option, he's not even in the game. I know it's this tree Bird fella's in. No, I wasn't gonna name the character Fuckbeak the Hippogriff. Apparently it takes place like 700 years before Harry Potter. Or something. So none of the actual characters are in it. I don't know, I lost interest once Hagrid wasn't in the game. That was my only concern. Okay, this bird isn't showing up, so we're gonna skip this level. I know there's like Harry Potter RP servers in Gary's mod. I don't think they had an official game though. How are we looking? Oh, there's that one. Oh, I didn't even do Skyland yet. Boys, let's go to Sky World. Climb the windmill. We're gonna climb the windmill. Are there windmills in Harry Potter? Persona 5? I've never played a Persona game. I remember seeing them a long time ago and being interested in them. Well, I say interested, I mean I thought it was weird. The one I was watching, the characters were in the battle, they were like shooting themselves in the head with guns. I think it was Persona. Like the guy would shoot himself in the head and a monster would come out. Mamma mia. That's Persona. That is Persona. Okay. Yeah, I was in college when I saw that. I was in just the rec room, and someone was playing it. I was like, why'd that kid just shoot himself in the head? And he didn't really explain the game to me. The only thing I know about Persona is the Joker is in it, and it's a different Joker than the one that I know about. I had the worst, well I say worst, it was a pathetic dream last night. It was a RuneScape dream. So there's this thing in RuneScape. It is a weapon. It is called the Twisted Bow. It is leaps and bounds better than any other weapon in the game. I do not have one. Their real-world value is about 1,200 American dollars. So that lets you know how, like, this is some serious shit in that game. Anyways, I had a dream that I got one. For the record, I would never pay for one. In-game money? Sure. Real money? No. See, the line for me was TF2 hats back in the day, and I was able to resell those for profit, so that worked out for me. Probably the stupidest thing. I'm glad I managed to get my money back on those, looking back on it. I paid $200 for a fucking hat in Team Fortress. Can you believe I sold it for $300, so good for me, but I can't believe I did that looking back on it. That's when I was like 22. I know a guy, though, that he pretty much paid for his house off of merching TF2 and CSGO items. It's nuts. He owns like 7 trade servers. He bought... Well, I don't know if he bought... It helped pay, I think, for the house. He 100% bought a vehicle with money he made flipping items in video games. I know for a fact because I saw pictures of the vehicle. I don't know, even if it was allowed, because it's not allowed to buy... In RuneScape, you can't pay real money for in-game things. It's frowned upon. They'll ban you for it. Even if it wasn't, though, I don't think I'm buying a pixel item for over $1,000. $100 is, like, even pushing it. That's not even the only hat I bought for that game. I either broke even or I made profit on them, though. So, you know, I didn't really get bit in the ass. I probably should have. Because I don't feel like I learned anything. In that moment, I didn't learn anything. Getting older, I realized that was really stupid. I guess it all worked out, but I don't like when people don't learn. And I didn't learn. Well, I guess I did, because I didn't do it again. There are people that lost 30k in Bitcoin. That's not even bad. There are probably people that lost their house to Bitcoin. I don't know, they shouldn't have went in on Bitcoin when it was at its highest. That's why normal people shouldn't be learning about these things. I like the dude that has millions of Bitcoin in that wallet he can't access because he forgot the password. There's also the guy that he accidentally ditched the hard drive. And I knew a guy that has 500 Bitcoin on a flash drive, but he does not know where said flash drive is. So maybe he's lying, but he says he looks for it every day because then he can retire. He's definitely lying? Yeah. Now, this is a real story. I went to school with a kid that when Bitcoin was new, he was mining it, and he was holding on to it. He told me this is like 2004, he says, yeah, these things are gonna explode one day, and I have, like, so many saved up. I really hope he sold them recently. And he didn't sell them when they were like 300 a coin. I hope he sold them when they were 20,000 each. You know, good for him type of thing. He was right. We should have listened to him. No one did. He also said you would never need a terabyte of storage on a computer. So, you know, he was wrong about that. He was right about Bitcoin. He was right where it mattered. You know, okay, you said you didn't need a terabyte of storage. Look at you, you're wrong. Haha. But then he's like, yeah, but I have $400 million in my bank account now, so... You know, being wrong about the right things is the lesson there. So that guy, him and his friends don't have to work anymore, probably. I had a friend back in the early Bitcoin days who told me to mine. I told him it was a waste of time. So... why... Well, you said you had a friend. Should have stayed friends with him. You also should have listened. You were a pretty early advocate of Bitcoin. I think you're lying. Why are you, You didn't have the hardware to mine. Okay, I jumped the gun. That's my fault. Yeah, I was gonna say, okay, Mr. Early Advocate. First of all, where's my $3 million? Second of all, why do you not have $3 million? I wouldn't spend that money. Like, are you joking me? $3 million? I know about interest. You put $3 million in your bank at a 2% interest. That's 60 grand a year. You don't have to do anything. And then when you die, someone else gets that money and then they fuck it up for the rest of your family going forward. There are very few people with the foresight to think like that. That's why most people who win the lottery end up homeless, because they spend it all on drugs. They used and spent them all the time years ago. Yeah, there was a time where Bitcoins, they were like $4 or $5 each. And I remember the big story. The big story when they were first a thing was like, this guy's accepting Bitcoins at his business. You can get pizzas for free. Whoa, crazy. It's like, dude. That pizza cost $60,000 with current prices. Because he was like, three Bitcoins equals one pizza. That pizza man? He's not a pizza man anymore. He's a Bitcoin man. We don't need coins anymore. 2, 4, 6. We need red coins. Alright, gentlemen, if you see a red coin, please let me know. If they were buying lottery tickets, they weren't exactly financially savvy. You know what? That's true. There was a woman I worked with who, she won $300,000 on the lottery. And I begged her. I'm like, look, take that money, put it into a stock. And she was like, oh, no, I'm not gonna do that. Blew all the money. About 4 months later, she was telling me how she regretted not listening to me. And then she died. I'm leaving out like 3 years in that timeline, but that's how it went. You know, there's no correlation between her death and not listening to me, but it did happen. You threw $200 in that boner cream company? Yeah, we found a company that they were making, like, erection gel, but they were a penny stock, so I was like, hey, it's a neat little gamble. Didn't play out. You can blame the FDA for that one. I have seen that stuff play out. I watched one pharmaceutical company. They jumped from, I think they were 3 cents a share, and then they jumped up to $25 a share. Oh, it did work out. Oh, well done. Alright then, good move, good move. So, anyways, yeah, you never know. Just throwing $100 into a random penny stock, 99 times out of 100, it's not gonna pay out, but every now and then, things work out, and that's great. Where's the star? Does anyone know where the star went? Oh, you made $100 on that? Yeah, that's not retirement money, but... See, sometimes I know what I'm talking about with that stuff. Remember the other stupid thing I told you to do? But then we found out it was illegal, so we didn't do it? My other suggestion. No, not sell crack. You'd probably get in less trouble for selling crack, though. My suggestion I made was, well, why don't you buy Russian currency? Since, it's at an all-time low. But there's kind of sanctions, so you can't do that. Well, if you're American anyway, which he is. It wasn't money laundering, it was foreign exchange. Which, we looked at the numbers, it would have made money. Oh wow, that guy just came out of nowhere. So it would have worked, but he would have went to jail. There's the star. You guys want to go kill Bowser? No, that's not money laundering. Money laundering is where, like, you open a pizza store, but you secretly sell drugs out of it, and then you claim all the money is from pizza money. When, realistically, just look at Long John Silver's. They're money laundering. That's actually real. I should probably explain that, huh? So, the restaurant Long John Silver's, which, for those not in the know, is an American, fast food chain, I would call it, that specializes in fish. So already, you can tell they're not going to be doing so good. No one wants fast food fish, unless you're really, really drunk. Like, if I'm, like, Megfest drunk, yeah, I'm gonna have some fried fish. That sounds like a good time. Anyways, point is, if you follow the founders and their associates, Long John Silver's was funded by... I think they're like the Cornbread Mafia is what they were called. And what they were doing, they were big in marijuana. So every Long John Silver's, if you see them, there's never anyone in there. They were a front for selling marijuana, which is also why if you look at states where marijuana is now legal, you don't find Long John Silver's there. They've pulled out. Mamma mia! I forget the names of the people. Cornbread Mafia is what I remember, because that sounded really weird. Yeah, that's real. That's true. Similar story with Blockbuster? Yeah, no, Blockbuster's done. Although I was thinking of investing in Blockbuster stock recently, because it's worth like a third of a penny right now. And there's always the chance that Blockbuster starts a streaming service. And the way streaming services are going right now, if Blockbuster plays their cards right, they could come out on top. There's only one block. I know. It's in Oregon. I really want to go there. It's more of a museum now than it is a Blockbuster. I feel like they could come back if they did that too. If they just reopened all their locations as a museum type of thing, where it's like, this is Blockbuster, the American institution. This is what happened. You could buy candy here and stuff like that. I think it would do well. I know the one in Oregon has like Blockbuster sleepover nights, where it's pretty much you watch movies and sleep over. So, you know, the thing Blockbuster was made for. You know, people would invite all their friends over, and you'd get movies from Blockbuster. You still have your card? I've used my card to buy alcohol before. Well, no, because I got ID'd, and I pulled out my Blockbuster card when I was looking for it, and she was like, never mind. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like, well, if you're old enough to have a Blockbuster card, you're old enough to buy alcohol. I'm like, well, yeah. That's true. Not that the age for alcohol here is anything. It's like, you know, you can get drunk at 14 in Quebec? It's nuts. I think it's 19 here? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it's 16 back in Germany. I could be wrong on that. Actually, I don't think there is a drinking age. I think it's like... As long as your parents say it's good, it's good. No, I think there's a public drinking age. $16 for light alcohol. Yeah, I think that's like a public drinking age, though. Oh, I know a dude that lives there. I should head over there one year for, Oktoberfest. Maybe that can be my next vacation. Nobody, do you wanna go to good old Deutschland with me? We'll go to Bayern. See my homeland. We'll go see my buddy Patty. You can watch me and him argue about, like, things. You can watch me and him argue about the national anthem. Yo, Summer, you know Patty, right? 'Cause, yeah, of course you do. I haven't talked to him in a bit. I'm very afraid to jump up there, guys. Everything worked out. I did it on purpose. You've been there? How was it? I know there's a lot of beer and meat. So that's my kind of party. You went to Germany like 7 times? Why? I'm curious why you'd go there so many times. It is a nice place. Well, yeah, you don't have to tell me. You've been there too? I gotta message Patty, be like, dude, I'm coming for a visit. Hold on. Let me find him. He online right now. I don't... He always has a friggin... I don't think he's online. He's not online. And his name's actually Patty on Discord for once. He usually has, like, a Korean name. For reasons. Nobody, you're wrong about that, my dude. You're thinking of the Assyrian Empire. Look those guys up. Their entire MO was murder everyone. How many Piranha people did we get? I think I got this fella already, right? Yeah. Then we got the fella on the hill. Listen, how about we don't get into it? Okay, we did some shitty things. We did destroy the Roman Empire. That's true. The Roman Empire was destroyed by barbarians. Who were the barbarians? The Germanic tribes. Bowser wasn't even there. I just realized that. Oh well, we got the big key. Fellas, should we use the big key? You think we should use the big key? Maybe we won't use the big key. The big key? You want to use the big key? We're gonna use the big key? I don't know. Nah, we're not gonna use the big key.